Remember the boat captain who caught that shark from his kayak? Well, now the Florida man has done something maybe even more extraordinary.
This is more on.
We'll tell you more of what he caught from the paddleboard.
Yeah. Does it ever seem like you go grocery shopping or you take a coffee pit stop at the same time as everyone else? Well, now you can avoid the lines with the click of a button.
Hey, when it comes to catcalling, one website decided to raise some awareness by following 3 women on the streets of New York City. And then they videotaped their boyfriend's reactions. Fox 4 News at 9 starts now.
From the station that's working for you, you're watching Fox 4 News at 9 a.m.
I was wondering about that story because my daughter lives in New York City, and I was going to text her and see if she ever gets catcalled or whatever you call it. Hey, thanks for joining us for the 9 o'clock. I'm Mark Alford in for Nick.
And I'm Kim Burns. We have a great show lined up for you today. First, though, we want to get a check on our forecast with Michelle.
So nice.
It didn't feel like you were suffocating when you walked outside this morning.
We were in the 60s earlier. Now we're slowly starting to climb into the 70s already. Later on today, we're talking seasonable weather. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Right now, you can see 76 downtown. Also for KCI, 76. Gardner, Olathe. It's a very popular number early this morning. 72 up in Excelsior Springs. We do have some high, thin clouds on the Kansas side, kind of blowing off the tops of that disturbance just off to our southwest. And that rain will stay well away from us. Just a little extra cloud cover here and there for some of you. 84 degrees around the lunch hour, 89 for the afternoon high temperature later today. So the heat slowly starting to build back on in after the nice cool down we had yesterday. And the humidity, that's coming along with it too. We're going to really start to crank that up into the upcoming weekend, and I'm going to have more details on that coming up here in about 15 minutes.
All right, Michelle, thanks.
All right, new this morning, the Ford F-150 made right here in the metro is getting some mixed results in a new crash test. It was first introduced by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety back in 2012. The new all-aluminum Super Crew cab earned the Institute's top rating of good in the front crash test, but the slightly smaller Super Cab version earned poor marks. Those trucks are made right here at the Claycomo plant. Wyandotte County was cited by the Kansas Health Institute as having some of the worst health outcomes in the state of Kansas.
Yeah, so this morning the county is hosting a Fit-tastic breakfast, hoping to promote a healthy lifestyle in the area. Fox 4's Kathy Quinn is live at KCK Community College with more on that. Kathy?
Yeah, you know, a recent study came out and Wyandotte the Dot didn't fare so well with their outcomes. They're not very healthy, but they're trying to work on it now with these healthy habits. They've got 5 healthy habit tips here. It's part of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fit-tastic. Yes, what they're doing today. They're having a meeting. Of course, you've got Healthy Communities, and they are the coalition putting everybody together. Randy's with us right now as well, and you are involved. How?
So I'm with the Wyandotte Health Foundation, and we are a supporter of Healthy Communities Wyandotte and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fit-tastic program.
Yeah, I saw you in the video. So they have a video, the mayor has spoken, and they're all talking about what they can take away from this, these 5 simple habits.
Yeah, absolutely. So these 5 habits that we want to provide consistent messaging for families and children to really hear everywhere they go, in the schools, in the churches, in the community centers, in the clinics, to really understand and have action steps that they can take to build healthier habits and have a healthier lifestyle.
You know what was interesting, talking about the outcomes for Wyandotte, that they weren't very good. How did that make you guys feel in your department?
So, you know, we understand that Wyandotte County has some problems, has some issues, when it comes to health issues, and you know, it doesn't feel very good to be ranked towards the bottom. And so we understand that there are steps that we can take as a foundation to help support organizations like Healthy Communities and other organizations who are doing some tremendous work in Wyandotte County to improve the health of Wyandotte County.
And the mayor had told us that you have improved since last report.
Absolutely. So we have improved. We're not quite where we want to be, but you know, it's steps, and it'll take some time. But I think we're doing some great things in terms of the community, and community organizations are doing some great things to help improve and build healthier lifestyles.
And so to just talk about the habits are really easy. I mean, number 1, physical activity. Then you want to do, limit your screen time, milk or yogurt. 3 servings, 4 servings of water, and 5 servings of fruit and vegetables. And that's not difficult to remember.
Right, absolutely, and that's the whole point. Is that these are 5 easy steps that kids can remember and families can do together in terms of building those habits to have a healthier lifestyle. So they're very easy, very concrete steps, action steps that anyone can do.
Randy Lopez. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
And be healthy out there. Remember, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they are the 5 fantastic healthy habit tips. Kathy Quinn, Fox 4 News, working for you in Kansas City, Kansas.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
Well, a dog left in a hot car for hours has a new forever home this morning. Officer Jeff O'Rear surprised his daughters by adopting Jack the dog as the family's new pet last night. O'Rear and his partner rescued the 4-month-old from a hot car last Saturday. The dog's previous owners had left him in that car for nearly 2 hours while they were inside shopping. O'Rear thinks bringing him into his family is the best way to make sure he lives a happy life.
Girls, I know that you're here because you were bringing donations to us today. Your dad has a big surprise for you today. You're going to meet your new family member, and it's the puppy that your dad rescued out of the car. And here he is.
Aw, Jack's previous owners are now facing animal cruelty charges. Well, remember last month we showed you the video of this guy behind us? He was catching a bull shark off of a kayak.
He made another amazing catch. The Florida boat captain reeled in a Goliath grouper from a
What?
paddleboard.
Look at that thing.
The 7-foot-long, 412-pound, there in Florida they call them the Jewfish, is what they call them. It was nearly the size of his board. It even took him underwater at one point. Held onto the reel and got back on. This, look at that fish. He caught it
That
off the
is
coast of
huge.
Stewart last week, just above Palm Beach. Says he's still sore from it all. Wow. One woman didn't let her lack of arms hold her back from being successful, and now she's a hero. We'll have more on the new heartwarming friendship.
And later, 3D printing technology may soon help determine when your milk has gone bad. We'll explain that when we come back. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9.
From the station that's working for you, Nick Vassos, Kim Burns, and meteorologist Michelle Bogowitz. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9 a.m.
Welcome back. Well, do you hate waiting in line or sitting in rush hour?
Well, Google may have a solution for you. They now have a feature that allows you to check out the busiest times for a particular business. You can also scope out times for different days of the week to plan ahead. It's called the Popular Times option. Use it, features for millions of businesses and places around the world. There's a battle of the sexes brewing in some offices this summer.
Yeah, and it's all over the thermostat. We have this battle here quite a
We
bit.
do.
Many offices, the women like the thermostat just a little bit higher.
Why?
We're cold. And one doctor says it's not a stereotype. He says heating and cooling standards were set decades ago based on the average male.
Good.
Women, thankfully, don't have layers of fat on our hands, ankles, and our necks to help keep us warm like men do.
Well, hold on now. Not all women. And not
Well,
all men. I think you're stereotyping.
most women aren't as hairy as men either.
Well,
And apparently
there you go.
the
That's
hair keeps
stereotyping
you
again.
warm. A heartwarming photo of a woman and a toddler proves you don't need arms to hug.
You may remember the woman. We talked about Jessica Cox back in March. She's the first licensed armless pilot. When the premiere of her life documentary aired, a toddler in Minnesota wanted to meet her. That's because she doesn't have arms either. 3-year-old Ruth was born without arms, so Ruth's mom drove her 6 hours to go to the event Jessica was at in Wisconsin.
How cool.
Ruth and her mom say it was such an amazing experience, and Jessica says she and Ruth still keep in touch. All right, now the story a lot of people are talking about. Cosmopolitan magazine is bringing to light a pretty important issue for some women that they have to deal with on the streets, particularly like in New York City. It's street harassment, catcalling. that
Right,
sort
so
of
the
thing.
magazine had boyfriends watch footage of their girlfriends walking around New York City to see how they would react.
I'm getting off.
That's disgusting, dude. Just get back to work.
You're here.
Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
That's so messed up.
What? Oh, he said messed up, I guess, huh?
Yeah, the guys reacted as most would expect them to. One of the guys says he's glad people are making it an issue and not standing for it anymore.
The most important thing that we can do when it comes to catcalling and street harassment is to teach young boys never to disrespect any woman.
One of the women featured in the video says she gets catcalls almost every single day. And her boyfriend says he's now more educated about the issue. And your daughter lives in New
Right,
York
I just
City.
texted her because she walks to work every day on the streets of New York. I said, does this ever happen to you? And she says, LOL, no, but that's probably because I just look like I roll out of bed every day. So.
Sissy rolling out of bed still looks pretty good.
Besides, she can put the men in their place.
I wonder where she gets that
I
from.
don't know. Matt?
Well, they are taking the art off the walls. They're getting ready to tear down some of the walls here at the Nelson Atkins Museum thanks to a generous gift from a well-known Kansas City. And come on up. We'll tell you about the plans for the new European Art Wing.
We're off to a mild start early this morning. Temperatures slowly heating up later on today, and we're also talking about a little filtered sunshine. I've got all the details and what you need to know coming up next. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9. Welcome back. It is 9:15 and we do have some high thin cloud cover slowly starting to roll in just from off to the southwest. There's this disturbance down there kicking it up our direction at times. That will filter out the sunshine, but it's really not hurting us in the temperature department all that much. Not yet, at least. 76 degrees. We have calm winds and the heat index right at 76. So we don't have to worry about that, at least for now. Now later on today, we're going to slowly start to increase the humidity as the southwest winds take over. So that's going to help push our numbers up to 84 degrees around the lunch hour, 89 for the afternoon high later today. And with that sunshine in place, UV index number rather high at a 10. So protect your skin, wear the sunscreen. There you can get a better picture of that disturbance that's kind of storming out over south central Kansas. And that's what's kicking up that extra cloud cover for now. We will be staying dry throughout the day today, also into the end of the work week. And I'm really not expecting or anticipating any showers or thunderstorms to really develop into the weekend. I think we will stay dry for the most part and start to really heat things up. Low to middle 90s for both Saturday and Sunday. The 90s hang on Monday before cooler air arrives as the rain.
Nelson Atkins Museum experienced a historic moment recently when it acquired some priceless pieces of art.
Well, this morning, we're getting a look at the work and learning where it came from, and Matt Stewart is live at the museum with more. Matt?
Yeah, the works of art come from Henry Block of H&R Block. He collected some artwork over the years, donating 24 paintings to the Nelson Atkins Museum. But there's a second gift, $11.5 million to renovate the European Art Wing on the first floor of the Nelson Atkins. They've already started. They've taken some of the art off the walls, and they have already starting to break things down, getting everything ready for the big renovation. It's going to take 2 years to do that. Steve Waterman, the Director of Presentation, joins me, and that's going to be a very important presentation when it's all said and done.
Yeah, we have a lot of work ahead of us. As you can see, the demolition has begun. We're taking out windows. We're getting ready to repair our HVAC systems that are from the 1930s. We're really excited.
Yeah, the Nelson Atkins opened 1933, and a lot of this is original.
It is original. The floors, so much of it's original, and it's just time. We've gotten to a place where infrastructure is just not what it needs to be for a modern museum.
Now, we were able to get a sneak peek of some of the paintings in our earlier hours. We have some video we want to show you. There's a Van Gogh, there's a Monet, a Manet, a Pissarro, some of these great European artists of the time. What does that mean to Nelson Atkins to be able to add these to your current collection?
Well, it doubles our collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist art, and that's huge.
And that's going to be even more important for presentation when it comes to renovating, making sure that it's all, how are you going to organize everything?
Well, one of our challenges was to try to make more space in the same amount of space that we have. So really what we're looking for is linear wall feet. And we've succeeded in doing that. I think the spaces will feel more open, and the collection will be talking to, the paintings will be talking to themselves in ways that they currently don't, because they're all pocketed into little teeny rooms along a hallway.
Yeah, and speaking of that, let's walk outside into the hallway because we want to show everyone at home a little more about this renovation. There is one wall that they will not be able to take down because it's really holding up the second floor, and that is on your left side. But on our right side, that wall will come down. I also understand that you want to kind of modernize, make it a little more hands-on. Talk about that as far as maybe bringing in some of the technology.
Yeah, we are looking at ways where we'll have interactive activities within the galleries, iPad kinds of things, making your smartphone work better in our spaces, all the things that we really were not quite able to do in the old building.
Was this a surprise or was this expected, this donation?
This was a surprise. It was a wonderful surprise. We knew about the collection of the paintings, but the additional gift to do the renovation. That's huge. Yeah, it really was huge.
There's no question you're going to have a lot of fun creating this brand new presentation. Yeah, I'm being told that Henry Block, back in 2008, actually told Nelson Atkins, hey, you can have all my paintings, but I want to keep them for now. So they hung on the walls of his mansion. Nelson Atkins helped him basically copy every single painting. So he has copies of the originals at his home, sitting where those original paintings were. The originals are going into storage for the next 2 years, and in 2017, right, they're going to open the space up. Matt Stewart, Fox 4 News, working for you live from Nelson Atkins.
And knowing the background of Henry Block, there's probably some tax advantages to donating them. Don't you think?
No question.
All right.
Thank you, Matt. Make back to school fun. With the final weeks of summer now, we're working for you this morning with some fun craft ideas to help kids get excited and stay organized at the same time.
And in our second half hour, we're going into Studio B. From backpacks to notebooks to binders and more, what are this year's back-to-school must-haves? We're working for you with the latest and greatest products, just in time for Missouri's tax-free weekend. 9:21 now, come on back.
Well, the start of another school year can be a whirlwind, of course. And this morning, Melissa Winenberg of Very Violet Boutique is here. She has an easy and fun craft for kids that are going to help mom and dad stay organized too. And you basically start with just a piece of wood.
You can use a piece of wood, or in this case, I've actually gone to Habitat for Humanity and purchased a very inexpensive cabinet door.
Okay.
So this was a stained, old, abused cabinet door, and I just painted it.
Perfect. Okay, so you also do some distressing on it because they look so cool.
Okay, so I don't like anything to look perfectly new, and in this case, I took an old cabinet that really was old, just not the right color, so I painted it and took some coarse sandpaper, distressed it to make it look old again,
right?
But a good old. And
so
then,
was this dark color the original color underneath there?
Actually, I did two colors. The color underneath was actually just a walnut stained finish, and it was kind of shiny, like you would see on most cabinet doors. And then I painted it black just around the edge where I knew I was going to distress it. You don't have to do the entire
whole
piece.
thing. Okay.
And then I chose the color that I actually wanted to pop and stand out as the top.
Perfect.
Distressed it with sandpaper.
And then you added little hangers.
Yes, and you can do, depending on what size and how many children you have.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm obsessed with this, but I would need 3. I'd need one more right there in the
Right, so we have 2 backpacks at our home, and we do not have like a mud room or an area for those, so they end up on the floor. So we decided that this would work great for us. Each child has their own little hook. They can put their coat or jacket in the fall underneath and their backpack on the top. Next day, we're ready to go out the door. It's there. But you can get these hooks at a lot of the craft stores. I found these at Hobby Lobby, and yes, I did paint them because once again,
and
it wasn't
distressed
the color.
them just a little. You just used sandpaper though, right? You just painted them white and then.
Yes, and if you use chalk paint, my store, Very Violet, carries chalk paint. There's a lot of chalk paints on the market. It's so simple. It dries very quickly, and
you don't have to sand with chalk paint.
No, only if
it
you
has
want
like adhesive stuff in there.
Absolutely,
it just grabs right to whatever you're painting.
You only sand in the end result just to achieve the old world look.
Okay, you have another ingenious idea because I know every parent who's watching right now, their kids have lost library books. They bring them home and then they have to be back on a certain day the next week. And the night before, it's complete panic. Where are my library books? And this is great.
Okay, you can find these little aprons very inexpensive at most of the craft stores. I actually found this one at Home Depot. It actually had a Home Depot logo. 77 cents is what this costed. We did not sew, we just glued. And my daughter actually is 7 and she helped me to cut this out. And we just glued it on, L for her initial, and
perfect.
We actually put this on the back of her chair in her room, or you can put it in your kitchen table, or if you have an office, and you just basically tie it on your chair. And then the night before,
always know where those stinking library books are.
Keeps our dog from chewing on them.
Love it. And you said your son has one of these as well, but he used duct tape on his to decorate his.
Because he didn't want fabric. So duct tape, you can find it in all kinds of cool collegiate teams and design. So
perfect. Thank you so much. Great ideas. I'm going to put both of them into effect in my house. Very Violet Boutique is located in Lee's Summit. If you'd like more information, their store hours, anything else, their website and their social media links are on your screen right now. So check them out. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
Rob?
Hey guys, John's Blacksmith Shop is fired up for business here at Deanna Rose Children's Farmstead. We're going to talk to the blacksmith and take you old school when we come back.
And later, Kansas City's only baby fair kicks off this weekend. If you're expecting or you have a little one at home, save the date. We're going to chat with the organizer about the thousands of giveaways. Plus, a local couple's getting ready for a live gender reveal. We'll have that when we come back. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9. Thanks for sticking with us for Fox 4 News at 9. I'm Kim Burns.
And I am Mark Alford. I was doing my Nick Vassos. He's out in Colorado, by the way, so on Facebook. He's having a good time.
He was golfing yesterday.
Yes. Do not go break into his house, because I said that, but he put it on Facebook, so I guess he didn't hear people knowing, right?
He has someone dog sitting there. You can't break in.
How are you, Michelle?
I am doing great, Mark. We are seeing temperatures early this morning into the middle 70s for many of you. Still hanging on to the lower 70s in spots like over in Independence and 72 degrees there. 75 up in Smithville, 76 for Bonner Springs, 71 in Olathe. We'll be climbing later on today. We do have a little bit of cloud cover that's getting kicked up from the storm just off to our southwest. It'll filter out the sunshine for those of you, especially on the Kansas side early today. The cloud cover will start to slowly move out, though. I think we will see temperatures climbing into the middle 80s already by lunchtime and 89 for the afternoon high later today. So we are right on target for where we should be, but we're going to go above and beyond that into the weekend. I'll have that forecast for you coming up.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, we all know there are a lot of fun things to do in Kansas City, but there are also a lot of fun things you can do on the cheap.
If you want to get away from the fast-paced city life without leaving, you can go to Deanna Rose Farmstead. You've been there, haven't you, with your kids?
Hundreds of times.
Rob Collins is there live in our Summer for Kids segment. Rob?
You going to feed any goats, Rob?
Yeah, we saw the goats a little bit earlier. Now we're in one of the coolest parts of the homestead, the part that the kids like to see because there's hammering involved, there's fire, there's metal, and there's a blacksmith. We're at John's Blacksmith Shop here with Mr. Kurt Bales. He is fashioning some metal this morning. Thanks for joining us, Kurt. Tell us what you're making.
Right now I'm working on a couple of things in the fire. I've got a set of door handles that will be going on the entry barn, and then I'm also working on a rose sculpture that would have been correct for after 1900. It would have been mounted on the front door of a home.
Okay.
And this is something that will be used at an event that we'll have at the end of the month, the Moonshine on the Farm.
An auction on it?
Yes.
And the implements in here and the way you're making it, 150 years old at least?
Absolutely, yeah. Everything from the equipment that we're using to the forging techniques that I use. There's no modern equipment in here at all, no power.
How long does it take you to make what you're working on right now?
Door handle will take about an hour and a half for one. The rose, probably looking at closer to 25 to 30 hours by the time it's finished, yes.
My goodness. And you're working with temperatures upwards of 2,700 degrees?
About 2,600 degrees is where I weld at. And I weld strictly in the fire. I don't use any modern welding techniques. And then about the lowest temperature that I will use is about 1,200 degrees if I'm working on something really, really thin. The metal will burn if I get it too hot. And I do all of that temperature regulation by using this fan and blowing air through the fire.
Okay, yeah. Show us, for folks who've never been here, or obviously inquisitive folks like myself, how does this work here?
Well, right now I'm getting ready to pull a piece out that I'm welding. I've got two pieces in the fire. I usually work with 2 to 3 at a time. If I get more than that, it's really easy for me to lose track of it, and that's where the term having too many irons in the fire comes from.
Sure.
So that's still pretty hot. I'm going to use a set of tongs to hold it, and then I'm going to bring it to the anvil and finish up this weld. We'll bring it up to about 2,600 degrees, and it's going to be white hot.
Okay. What are some of the kids' reaction when they walk up here and see what you're doing?
Well, the first question that I always get is, "What are you making?" And then the second question is usually, "Why are your hands so dirty?" And they're usually, this is pretty clean. With all the coal, everything in here is either dirty, sharp, or hot. So they like that because they're not used to seeing it.
Sure.
Especially dirty hands and not getting in trouble.
Gotcha.
So I like that part a lot.
That's always fun. All right, great. Well, thanks for your time this morning. We certainly do appreciate it. We'll let you get back to work.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. So just one of the many things you can see out here. It's really cool. I've been sitting here watching for about the past 30 minutes. And can you imagine making all your tools this way? No modern technology. Wow.
Man.
Marky makes horseshoes out here, too.
Does he really? Maybe we could have a little pitching contest. How about it? All right, Rob, thank you, buddy. You know what's coming up, don't you?
I do.
That's right. Missouri's tax-free weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but next. So what are this year's must-have school products? Let it go. Local experts here with the latest and greatest back-to-school trends.
And camp season's in full swing, but parents love getting those letters from their little ones. We've found some of the best ones from some pretty overly dramatic and social media deprived kids.
Kids
Wait
still
till you
write
hear what
letters?
they have to say. They do at camp. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9.
All righty, it is time to talk back to school, and as Missouri's tax weekend gets closer, it's not this weekend but next, Beth Freeman is here with this year's hot new trends. Beth, good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about over here this side. What are some of the new things that are going to be out this year that kids are going to go, I got to have that?
Well, of course, everybody always has to have binders and notebooks and all that stuff, but to show their personality, there's lots of different ways. So there's camouflage, there's, Olaf, there's Elsa. I mean, they can go all the way from matching every single thing from note cards to dividers with leopard print. They can...
Oh, hold on, we got to show that. We got to show this for Kathy Quinn. Can you see this down here?
Leopard print. You can even have dividers with leopard print. So a lot of personality. They can deck out their locker with rugs and mirrors and
what is this?
Wallpaper. That's for your locker.
Oh, you put the mirror on your
Yep, it's all magnets.
locker. Huh. That would be for a girl, I would assume.
There's some boy ones there too.
Okay.
So they don't get that excited about it as much, but for every student, there's all different kinds of backpacks. All the backpacks now have. They're supplied for like iPads and computers, have a really nice cushion to protect that. We also have, the one thing that parents don't know about is they're kind of curious on the list is everybody's having to need earbuds this year.
Like this?
Yep.
And why is the teachers require that?
That is, and it's because we are now supplying most of our students with iPads and computers, and they're using it for that.
So if you're learning individually in the classroom, you've got to have the sound so it's only going in your ear, so it's not disrupting the class.
Correct. Even kindergartners need earbuds.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
So we have ones that light up. The green ones right there, those all light up, and then
What's
you
new
could.
with the calculators?
These are all different colors. So of course, again, personality, but then also it's color on the screen, which is exciting. So, not back in our day when,
No, back when I did, we had the Texas Instrument calculators, but they were like $500 when they first came out.
These are only $129.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Just $129, but it gets it through all the way through college. So, and then you could even have flair with your erasers, your phone pads, and then
Let's
even
hold that up so we can see this. Look at those erasers.
Yep.
And they erase and don't leave any color on the paper.
Correct. Yep.
Huh.
And then, of course, a good student needs to have a planner, and you could have flair with your planners, too. You could even have flair with your pencil pouch.
That is a pencil pouch?
This is a pencil pouch, yep. And then this is a product at our store which was designed by students. So young kids decided what they thought was cool for students. And
this is a backpack?
It's a backpack.
Huh.
And it was
So what's
designed by
different about
students.
this? What is different about
Just
this backpack
all the
than a
different
normal
compartments. There's even, if you could see, there's a thing on the bottom where you can unzip it and all that good stuff. This is a pencil case that has a pencil case, a sharpener, a highlighter. They just went to the students.
All right, Beth, thank you. And a reminder, Missouri's tax-free weekend is not this weekend, but next weekend, August 7th through the 9th.
I hope it's going to be a boy.
I think it's going to be a boy.
I think it's going to be a girl.
I honestly kind of think it's going to be a girl, but I'm hoping it's a boy.
All right, would you do a gender reveal live on stage in front of hundreds of strangers? One couple is going to do just that this weekend. We'll have more on Kansas City's only baby fair and what you can win. Michelle?
We're going to be talking about a dry stretch of weather as the heat builds back in, along with the humidity into that upcoming weekend. I've got that forecast and more headed your way right after this break.
To live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon.
Welcome back. It is Throwback Thursday, and you are listening to The Kinks right now. We do have a lot of sunshine out there, the clouds filtering it out a little bit, especially for those of you southwest of the downtown area. We're going to talk more in detail about that coming up. But first, let's focus on the weather headlines for today. A few clouds starting to stream on in. A very comfortable start early this morning with those temperatures in the 70s. And those 70s will turn into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees a little later on today. Very typical for this time of the year. Average highs right around 89, and that's where we will end up for the afternoon. We are talking about warmer air, though, building in just in time for the upcoming weekend. So any outdoor plans that you have, just know it's going to be a little hotter, and the humidity, that's going to get cranked up as well. There's a live look out the door here at 31st and Southwest Trafficway in Midtown. Some high, thin cirrus clouds out there, kind of shielding that sun at times. 76, the current air temperature. Winds are nice and calm for now, but those winds are going to start to turn over to the south-southwest a little later on this afternoon, and that'll slowly start to help pull up not only the heat, but also the extra moisture. So it's going to start to feel a little more humid later on this afternoon. 84 degrees around lunchtime, 89 for the afternoon high temperature today. And we'll keep an eye on that disturbance. It will stay away from us, at least the precipitation. Now that cloud cover, that's a different story for the afternoon. But we do look to stay dry into the end of your work week and even leading on into the weekend as well. I'm not expecting any kind of precipitation, just the heat and humidity with temperatures in the 90s.
Baby Love, Kansas City's only baby fair, is going on this weekend, and if you are expecting or if you know someone who is, this is the event for you. And the event organizer, Christy Wilson, is here along with a local expecting couple. Thank you guys all so much for being here today. Christy, let's talk first about the event, because this is the first.
This is the first in Kansas City.
What can folks expect?
What can't they? That's the question. No. Well, right from the very start, our first 250 expecting moms that come to the event get a swag bag.
And those swag bags are not
It's not a
small
joke.
potatoes.
They're no joke. Yeah,
Listen to
no.
this.
They're almost up to $500 each, and they are not coupons or buy one get one. They are actual gifts. So they're things like 30-minute massages, maternity massages.
Do you have to be pregnant to go to this?
I know, right? When I was pregnant, it was really hard for me not to take it myself. But and then nursing pillows and nursing covers and baby's first dental visit. And then one of the swag bags is our Swaggiest swag bag, and that has $1,700 worth of additional baby gear in it.
Wow.
So.
Okay, let's talk about the Etsy row. What is that?
So cute. One of my favorite parts. So Etsy row, we did this for local moms. There's a huge community of moms who typically are staying at home, and they make these handmade,
and
adorable
they're so
gifts.
amazingly talented.
Yes, and so they actually will bring in their goods, and you can actually buy it. So that's our shopping area, and the only place where you will spend money, unless you want to feed yourself.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing this weekend.
Well, we get to find out what we're having this weekend.
So you're going to do the big gender reveal, but you're
Yes.
doing this in front of thousands of people.
Yes.
A little bit different than the last time around.
What made you decide to do this?
Well, I just thought it would be a really fun experience, something different, something very memorable. So
look at Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Hi. She's adorable. All right. Gigi's 12 months old.
Yes.
You're from a family of 9, 8 girls, 1 boy.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you expecting?
Well,
to find out.
I'm expecting a girl, but I really want it to be a boy. Really, really want a boy. My family really wants another boy.
Okay, Hubs, how about you?
As long as it's healthy, that's all that matters, but I really want a boy too. But the odds are very against me.
If it's a girl, what happens? Do we try for a third?
Yes.
You're going to keep going to 9 like her family?
Probably.
He needs his boy.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Well, Gigi's gorgeous.
Thank
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you
and
very
best
much.
wishes. And we can't wait to hear. So hopefully we'll be able to let you guys find out on Monday if it's a boy or if it's a girl. The baby fair is on Sunday. It's at the Overland Park Convention Center. For more information, if you want to get tickets, just head to caseybabyfair.com. Now, if you go, you can find out if Michael and Lisa are having a boy or a girl. So check it out there, and we'll hopefully be able to give you an update on Monday as well.
Boom, shakalaka.
Well, when Tom Brady did this commercial for a mobile phone app, who knew how appropriate the shot of him holding up that phone would be? Well, now Shady Brady jokes are trending online. I'll tell you some of those when we come back. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9. It's 9:50.
All right. In case the Best Buy use date doesn't work or the foul smell isn't enough for you to figure it out, technology can now tell you when your milk has gone bad.
Yeah, listen to this. A team of scientists printed a plastic milk cap, and it has embedded electronics, so it wirelessly monitors the freshness of your milk.
Huh.
And they made it with a 3D printer.
Get out of here.
You can make anything with a 3D printer. The new technology could make it possible for shoppers to check the freshness of all sorts of foods, really, on shelves, and just by using your cell phone. The findings are published in Microsystems and Nanoengineering.
That's my favorite reading.
Do you have a Fitbit?
No, I've been tempted to get one, though. Somebody around here has one.
There's a lot of
now there's a Fitbit of sorts for cows.
Yes.
Okay. A Nebraska company is developing a wearable technology for the cows. The goal is to help cattle producers keep track of their livestock's health. The CEO says animals typically try to hide their symptoms in front of humans, so the device will help spot the animals trending towards illness. Now, why would they try to hide it?
Because it's like survival. You know, they probably think like if they know that they're sick or they're weak, then someone will try to kill them.
Well, this moving. The sensors are placed inside of the ear tags and sends data, including how much an animal moves and its temperature. A man in... I don't buy that. A man is going to jail for petting a cougar. This guy is crazy. The cougar wasn't trying to pick him up at a bar either.
We're not talking about that
Not
kind
that
of
kinda-
cougar,
no.
the real cougar.
No.
Yeah, so if you ever decide basically to break into a zoo after hours, pet the animals inside, don't shoot video of yourself and then post it online. That's
Or
our
go ahead
advice
and
to
do
you.
it and we'll just weed you out from society. How's that sound?
Okay, this Ohio man facing a fine and jail time after doing just that. He insists that petting the zoo cougars and posting the video, though, to YouTube he wasn't trying to get attention,
Oh,
he
no,
says.
just listen to a soundbite.
So he did plead guilty to trespassing. He's going to pay for leaping over that zoo barrier, petting the wild cats by being caged himself. He's going to spend 2 days in jail, pay $354 in fines and fees.
He's not into himself at all. Following the new details of a Deflategate, Tom Brady has a new nickname this morning, Shady Brady.
The old Slim Shady
like
Brady. Well, now the fact that he destroyed a phone as part of a possible cover-up has become an easy target. The NFL commissioner says before Brady spoke to Deflategate investigators, he had an assistant destroy his cell phone. So now Tom Brady's phone has its own Twitter account called The Phone That Knew Too Much. It's tweeting out zingers like, one time he tried to deflate me.
Oh, no.
Could have been worse, though, as Kathy Quinn would say. At least Brady didn't have Donald Trump giving out his phone number.
You didn't get any phone calls from Anthony Weiner either.
That would be text messages.
Oh,
Mark.
text, sorry.
It seems even when kids are away at summer camp, they're still able to provide their parents with some pretty endless entertainment.
Yeah, some parents shared some letters sent home from their kids from camp, because all the kids use cell phones and stuff. Well, this mom shared 2 letters actually written, all right, handwritten from her daughter, Christy. She got right to the point. Need some money.
Love Christy.
That's what my kids still say. They text that. Her other daughter seemed a little happier. I love you and I don't miss you. Lindsay's doing fine and my arm is not tan yet. Sorry to disappoint you.
Some kids claim to be social media starved, on top of kids using hashtags in their written letters. One child wrote this desperate plea to his parents. He says, Mom and Dad, I cannot survive without Instagram.
And one kid says to her parents, P.S. I'm only smiling in pictures so you think I'm having tons of fun, but I'm not.
That's awesome.
I love kids.
It's going to be a little warmer later on today, highs in the upper 80s, and if you are headed out to...
Oh, Hot Country Nights and
Yes.
Power and Light, Dwight Yoakam's going to be there.
Ooh.
You're going.
I'm going to try Guitars and Cadillacs. know, I've been on his bus too. Seriously.
Another story for
It was a
another
little
day.
bit calmer than Willie Nelson's bus. Not as smoky.
We'll be back for Fox 4 News at noon, everybody. We hope to see you then. Have a great morning.